Hey guys, welcome back to another video on HTML development. So today we are going to see about HTML attributes. HTML attributes provide additional information about the HTML elements. We have seen in the previous videos about HTML elements, the p tag, the h1 tag, the image tag, or the link anchor tag which we used. So the attributes give additional information for those HTML elements and how they should be displayed or what link it should access and so on. So all HTML elements can have attributes, and attributes provide additional information. Attributes are always specified in the start tag. This is very important, not in the end tag, only on the start tag. So attributes usually come in name value pairs like this one. It always comes with the name of the attribute and what value should be inside it and so on. The href attribute is the first attribute which we are going to talk about. The anchor tag defines a hyperlink. The href attribute specifies the URL of the page the link has to go. So if you give an anchor tag like so, you will be giving an attribute href which defines and tells the web page to go to this link and access this link whenever this visit W3 schools in your web page is clicked. So you see here the visit W3 schools. So it tells this anchor tag if you press this which website it has to access. So the next is the src attribute, the source attribute, which is given inside the image tag, img tag. So it tells that which source it should access to get the image from. So for getting the image, this jpg file should be accessed is what you tell the web page when you give this src inside this image element. So you're giving additional information about this image element by giving an attribute inside it. Is what it means. So there are two ways to specify the URL in source attribute. One is an absolute URL and next is an relative URL. Links to an external image that is hosted on another web page, example this image like this. So relative URL is links that is hosted within the web page. Here the URL does not include the domain name. If the URL begins without a slash, it will be relative to the current page. If the URL begins with a slash, it will be relative to the domain, like so. So what it means is if you give without a slash, it is in the same folder structure, and if you give with a slash, it is relative to the domain and it should begin with a slash. It is almost always best to use relative URLs. They will not break if you change domain, it won't break, guys. So it's always relative, best to use relative, but this is not as important as now. Just understand that if you give a source inside the image tag, you'll be able to access the image within the source which you have given. So the next is the width and height attribute, which you can give to the same img tags we have discussed above. So it basically means that you can give the width and the height of the image in pixels. So if you give 500 and 600, the width will be 500 and the height will be 600. The next is the alt attribute. The required alt attribute for the image tag specifies an alternate text for an image. So if the image is for some reason cannot be displayed, when you have slow connection or an error, then the alt tag attribute will be used and the name inside it will be displayed. So for example, if the image girl.jpg is a wrong source address which you have given, or due to the connection problem, internet connection problem, it can't be displayed, what it will make is it will at that image place this girl with the jacket text will be displayed to show the users there will be an image there that depicts a girl with a jacket is all it means. Hope you got the point. So the next is the style attribute. The style attribute is used to add style to an element such as color, font, size, and more. This is where the interesting part starts. So you can edit the color or a font or the size of the element which you are using. So for example, you use a p tag, paragraph tag, and inside it you are giving a style attribute which says that the color is red. This is a red paragraph text will have red color in it. So we'll just see it here. See, we can change the color of the text here. This is what it means. So you can change the color or you can change the font size of the paragraph Like you can change the boldness, you can change the size and whatnot. The style attribute is cool, guys. Yeah, you can change everything of the element using this. So the next is the lang attribute, the language attribute. So it means that inside the HTML tag to declare the language of the web page to assist the search engines and browsers, so they would see this, and at default it will automatically take the language. It will be easy for the browsers to understand what language you're using. So we can give this inside the HTML start tag as a language. En means English, obviously. So the country codes can also be added to the language codes in the lang attribute. So these are all not that much important, but as you can see, you can add country codes also. Even if you don't add, that's not a problem, or that's not going to make any problem for your page. It is easy for the web browser and helps the web browser, so it's good to add it. The title attribute here. So the title attribute defines some extra information about the element. The value of the title attribute will be displayed as a tooltip when you mouse over the element. So what it does is you have a paragraph here, and if you're going to mouse over that paragraph, sometimes you can see here like it shows what is going to come, right? Like this. If I see here 19th November 2022, it shows that is a tooltip. So for your paragraph also, you can specify this title attribute to tell what has to be displayed when you hover or you place your mouse over that element. So we suggest always use lowercase attribute. We suggest it, but HTML is of course case sensitive, but always use lowercase, guys. We suggest always quote attribute values. So like so, if it's quoted, it's always nice. Recommended to quote. And this is a bad user case example where it's not quote. So single or double quotes. Double quotes around the attribute values are the most common in HTML, but single quotes can also be used. In some situation, when the attribute values itself contains double quotes, it is necessary to use single quotes. See, like so, if you want a double quote to be used inside it, inside the attribute value itself, you can use a single quote like this. And this is a summary of the whole chapter which we have discussed. All HTML elements can have attributes, additional information. So it can have the href attributes in an A specifies which link to go. The source attributes in the image tells the source address of the image. The width and the height tells the width and the height of the image which is used inside. The alt attributes tell the alternative text which has to be displayed for an image when it has not been displayed. And the style attributes, it can add color, font size for an element. And the lang attributes displays the language of the web page. Title attributes tells some extra information about the element when you place a mouse over the element which you have created. So that's all about HTML attributes, and in the next video we'll be discussing about HTML headings. So until then, bye guys, have a nice day.